Well, this was certainly unexpected, coming hot off the heels of the announcement that GTA 6 would not be releasing this year. Rockstar softened the blow a little by dropping a second trailer, quite out of the blue. Just like with the first trailer, we don't see any actual gameplay, just in-engine cutscenes. But I'd have been more surprised if we did see gameplay this early on. The trailer is nearly twice as long as the first, and focuses a lot more on the character Jason, who certainly took more of a background role in the previous one, which focused more heavily on the game's other playable character, Lucia. Also, as was already demonstrated in the first trailer, the game looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know what technical wizardry Rockstar is employing to pull this off, but I'm sure its rumored nearly $2 billion budget has something to do with it. With everything we're shown in the trailer, there's so much to unpack, and I'm sure those people autistically piecing together the game's entire map based on just the first trailer are going crazy with this fresh new bounty Rockstar has bestowed upon them. If we get a third trailer at some point, they'll probably have the whole thing mapped out in exacting detail well before release. The sheer level of incredible detail packed into every frame of this thing is astounding, as we're taken through what looks to be a day in the life of Jason, starting with him patching up the roof on his place, then chatting with what seems to be his landlord, Brian, who, I swear, sounds like he's voiced by actor Stephen Root.
You got some time on your hands. I got some properties with paying tenants.
Mr. James?
Yes?
Oh, Mr. James, I'm so sorry I'm late.
Were you late? I didn't notice. 9:15? What'd you do, walk all the way from Wisconsin, huh? I'm kidding. Come on, Dave. Boy, do I love good party. You love good party, Joe?
That's why I went to college, sir. It's also why I didn't graduate.
Yeah, me neither. So what? Didn't stop me from building $1 million empire. Didn't stop you from becoming, what do you do again?
An electrician.
Well, things were different in my day.
I believe you have my stapler. Mr. Lumberg told me to talk to payroll, and then payroll told me to talk to Mr. Lumberg, and I still haven't received my paycheck, and he took my stapler.
An attempt at humor, I suppose.
We continue to follow Jason as he cruises around the city, where we see some guys riding in the back of a truck. Now, is this something we'll also see in gameplay? And if so, most importantly, can they be ejected? Well, hopefully, because that would be hilarious. Next, Jason stops by a shop and roughs up some dude for the cash in the register. After, we see him getting a little workout time on the beach. This does beg another question. Could we be seeing the return of the muscle-building mechanic from San Andreas? And could this also imply we could go in the opposite direction and see the return of the ability to get fat and out of shape as well?
Carl, you look a little thin, man.
Of course, this could be nothing more than him working out in a cutscene while having no tangible bearing on gameplay whatsoever. But we can hope.
I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large.
We also see Jason leaving a convenience store with a six-pack, passing by a cat on the ATM while some bum is sitting outside begging for change. Later, we're shown Jason driving by what appears to be a large arrest in progress on the side of the road. Hopefully, this isn't limited to just a cutscene, but rather a glimpse into something that can actually happen during gameplay. Eventually, Jason makes his way to the prison to meet Lucia. Here, we learn his full name is
Jason Duval.
And hers is
Lucia Caminos.
And it seems she has just been released from prison. I would imagine, just like how in GTA 5, after the prologue, we started the game proper in the shoes of Franklin before being reintroduced to Michael, then later Trevor. I'm guessing GTA 6 will likely start as we see in this trailer, playing first as Jason before unlocking Lucia. From here, the trailer goes on to show off scenes of Jason and Lucia committing various crimes together, as well as spending some time getting reacquainted. There's also some shots of Lucia wearing a high-vis vest while doing community service. Presumably this is after her release, as we also see her coming home wearing the same vest. I wonder if we'll have some early in-game missions where we have to channel our inner Jimmy McGill picking up trash. Interestingly, we also see a commercial for Phil's Ammunition, starring a character who looks a lot like a reimagined for the HD universe Phil Cassidy from Vice City. Though, somewhat regrettably, he doesn't sound like he's voiced by Gary Busey this time around.
He just turned his back on me, the way reality turned its back on Gary Busey.
How am I doing today, Gary Busey? You're doing great. Good. Then I'll keep it up.
In the same scene, we see what appears to be a couple of PS5-inspired controllers on the coffee table and a sorta PS5-looking console on the TV stand. At the end of the trailer, we're told it was all captured on a PS5. So could this mean in the Xbox version the controllers and console will change to an Xbox-inspired look? Or maybe Microsoft will just say a PS5 is an Xbox and leave it at that. Nope, it's super retarded, but we're not even going there. We also get a few scenes showing off a cop character, though we're not really given context for who he is or how he's connected to Jason and Lucia. I've seen some speculation that this could be a third as yet unrevealed playable character, or alternatively, maybe Jason himself is an undercover cop and we just don't see his face in these scenes. At this point it's all just guesswork, but I suppose anything could be possible. From the glimpse this trailer gives us of Leonida, it really seems to capture that look and feel of Florida. Now, while I've never been to Florida myself, I have watched all of Dexter, which I'm given to understand is basically the same thing. Okay, fine, maybe I can't speak with any real authority, but I still think it looks really damn good and captures that Miami vibe as seen in all manner of movies and TV shows. In addition to dropping the trailer, Rockstar also added a ton of screenshots and info to their official GTA 6 page, with a story outline saying, Vice City, USA. Jason and Lucia have always known the deck is stacked against them, but when an easy score goes wrong, they find themselves on the darkest side of the sunniest place in America, in the middle of a criminal conspiracy stretching across the state of Leonida, forced to rely on each other more than ever if they want to make it out alive. Continuing down the page gives a brief introduction to Jason Duval, who wants an easy life, but things just keep getting harder. After this, we're given the same for Lucia Caminos, whose father taught her to fight as soon as she could walk. It's also revealed Lucia is originally from Liberty City. I'm not going to read off every detail and bio on this page, but scrolling through it shows off a bevy of other supporting characters, locations, and screenshots, so it is worth taking a look at. Now, it's not that often that I get really hyped for any particular game anymore, or upset over delays the way I once may have. Maybe it's because I gotten older and more jaded, or maybe it's due to the horrific state of this dogshit industry that's lost nearly all artistic integrity in favor of sucking every last penny out of players' pockets with non-stop live service microtransaction-fueled trash. Wait, what was the point I was trying to make again? Oh yes, am I jaded or is the industry shit?
Can it be both?
Truthfully, it probably is a bit of both, but every once in a while there's a game like GTA 6 that can manage to catch my attention and actually make me hope, to get me hyped, to actually make me feel a little disappointed about the delay. Still, while the delay is unfortunate, it's hardly the end of the world, and assuming it doesn't get delayed again, we'll all be playing it in about a year. There's no real scenario I can think of in which GTA 6 was not going to be a day one purchase for me. But that being said, it doesn't mean I didn't have some concerns about its direction. What with several high-profile departures from Rockstar over the past few years, including studio co-founder and writer Dan Houser, as well as writer and voice actor Laszlo Jones, and yet another longtime writer, Michael Unsworth, all of whom, since leaving Rockstar, have wound up at Houser's new studio, Absurd Ventures. Then there was Leslie Benzies, who worked as lead producer on numerous titles over the years, who was forced out of the company back in 2016, for which he filed a massive lawsuit against Take-Two that was later settled out of court. Benzies went on to start his own studio, Build a Rocket Boy, whose first game, Mind's Eye, is due to release soon. Which means this will be the first Grand Theft Auto game since GTA 3 without Benzies producing it. What, if any, tangible difference this will have on the final product is probably going to be hard to gauge, and maybe something we'll never really know. But at the same time, you can't really ignore his consistent involvement in the series up to this point. While a change in producer may be harder to quantify, the loss of many writers, people who helped shape the story of not just the GTA games, but many other Rockstar projects as well, may be more apparent. Dan Houser has proven himself to be a talented and capable writer, as has Laszlo Jones, who helped write much of the radio content with Houser, not to mention being the voice of Laszlo on the radio, which sucks to think he'll be absent from GTA going forward. So far, I don't believe we yet know who is credited as the writer on GTA 6, and given the timing of Dan Houser's departure in 2020, it's not inconceivable he could have written the story, or at least an outline of it before leaving, though it could just as easily have been written by someone else entirely. There's also the concern that Rockstar may now be trying to tone down some of the more offensive or problematic content to appeal to the non-existent modern audience. Given that they've already removed certain content from GTA 5, this worry doesn't seem entirely unfounded. On this, I truly hope they don't venture down this path. Because while I know it can be awfully tempting to appeal to the modern audience when you consider the success of such fine top-selling bangers as Concord, Dragon Age Veilguard, Dustborn, and Assassin's Creed Shadows.
I gotta tell you, that sounds awful.
Truly, there's no better way to get likes by idiots on Twitter and promoted by the irrelevant games media than to virtue signal to a bunch of retards who will never actually buy your game in the first place. So, please, Rockstar, don't make this mistake. GTA is at its best when it's satirical, when it doesn't care who defends, and when it takes the piss out of literally everything.
You've made a distinction between what is okay to poke fun at and what isn't. Either it's all okay, or none of it is.
That said, from seeing the latest trailer, some of these concerns are beginning to diminish, as it looks like things are headed in a positive direction. I mean, somehow Rockstar has even resisted the urge to include mongoloid theoretical-looking women in the game and taken the novel approach of actually having them be hot instead.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
So, all in all, I'd say that was a pretty awesome trailer. The game is looking great. And while we didn't see any actual gameplay, that's not unexpected at this stage. I'm sure we'll see something before release. But even if we didn't, it's not like we don't have a pretty good idea of what to expect a GTA game might play like, so this is probably the part of the game I'm the least worried they'll screw up. Just like I'm not worried you guys will take a moment to hit the like button and maybe even subscribe, and leave a comment to let me know what you're most excited to do in GTA 6. So, unless it's delayed again, May 26, 2026 cannot come soon enough.